Hi everyone, welcome to HRCrest. This is Sudakshana. As an HR business partner, one of the primary objectives that we have to shoulder is to be able to get the best out of the employees who work in the business or the organization scenario, and ensure that they contribute productively towards the business goals and targets. In my view, there are three critical aspects that an HR business partner needs to keep in mind and weave all the HR practices for that particular business based on these three critical foundations. One is that it is very critical to be able to align the workforce towards the organization or the business agenda, because it helps the employees who are working in that particular business to see the larger picture, to be able to understand that where their work really impacts, what is the roadmap, all that one is doing on a regular basis, where does it all impact, and where does all of that culminate into. So it's very important to be able to communicate the business roadmap to the employees on a regular basis. The second of this tripod practices is to be able to bucket the workforce. I mean, not the entire workforce is the same. There are people who are high performers. There are people who have who bond together. There are different kind of work groups. There are people who have similar kind of work profiles. There are people who could also be a bit of the ones who are towards the bottom of the rating scale. So there are different kind of people. As a business HR person, it is very important to be able to bucket the workforce in that particular business or in that organization in different segments. Now the segments of course can be decided by the HR person who's supporting a particular business, and what are the relevant buckets that the workforce can actually be segmented. The third important thing to keep in mind is to be able to impact the business by employee development. Employee development is a very vast spectrum, and there are various things that the organizations do or the organization want the HR person to do. But as a business HR person, it's very critical to understand that what is that part of employee development which will directly impact the business. Of course, they would be in the form of skill development, competency development, behavioral aspects of of the professional, but it has to all link to the final business scenario. So as an HR person, it is it's imperative actually to be able to figure out that what are those key areas where the development input or intervention is required, which will translate into business success factor. So I think there's three critical things which an HR person should be able to remember before introducing practices that can, one of course, become winning practices, and secondly become business impacting practices. So a quick recap: first is to be able to communicate the business roadmap to all the employees. Second, to be able to bucket the workforce depending upon different segmentation that one would want to undertake in an organization. And third is to be able to actually design those interventions which develop the critical skills or competencies which actually impact the business by either making the performance better or increasing the productivity of the employees. So for more details, you may want to visit hrcrest.com. Thank you so much.